This is not a. What's going on, everybody? You know what it is, and by now you should know who it is. It's your girl Rain. Check it, people. Listen, it is the relaunch celebration. Please, ma'am, please, sir, forgive your girl Rain for being just a little bit late. Life has been lifing all in today, regardless of whether it's the birthday or not. Life has been lifing. I want to dedicate this live to my brother Lance Ardoin, to my Petrie family, to my Ruckett family, to my Frank family, to all of my loved ones who have been experiencing loss, grief, just trials and tribulations, to my Durgan family. Um, as we're still trying to hope and pray that our girl Kiki would come back to us. So, all of those lovely family members, this is who this live is dedicated to. Second only to God Himself. So, without further ado, let's get into it. If you are seeing my face for the first time, I am Rain the Truth. I'm the female Lazarus. I'm the Talitha Kumi of 2021. I am a travel, repat, healthy eating, kind of lifestyle YouTuber. I'm a small YouTuber. Actually, God has been blowing up the spot. I have gone from 70 something odd subscribers to now 120 something subscribers in the past couple of days. And I'm so grateful to God for that. For me, it's the small things that matter. So please, if you're new here, like, subscribe, share, comment during the live, and then let's get into it. So this live. No, not right now. I'll find you a snack in a minute, okay? All right. So, let's get into it. So, tonight is about the relaunch of my life story. So, a year and a half ago, give or take, after surviving COVID, dying, going to heaven, peeping at hell, and getting a chance to come back and tell the story, God was telling me to tell my story. I had to go through like this kind of weird moment of who gonna tell that story? You want me to tell my story? Do you know my mother? have you have you heard my father? Like, do you know who my parents are? You want me to tell my story? Do you know my family? Like, do you like God? It's me, your girl. You sure you want me to tell my story? Like, you trying to get me killed again? But yeah, I had to go ahead and tell my story. I had to go through a lot of um, trying to go back and actually allowing myself to remember everything. I'm a weird kind of person. I actually remember the day I was born. I know that sounds crazy, but I remember every single minute of my now 46 trips around the sun. For the most part, I've kind of let some things go, but if I was to really tap into my brain like I can remember everything. So um I've written out some questions that I wanted to ask myself. I had one of my new followers on Facebook night before last. He or she, I'm not even sure if it's a man or a female. I know it's a business that helps other businesses set up the SEO and things like that with their businesses or whatever. And this particular person was asking me these prime rib type of questions. And I was like, oh, these some good juicy questions. I'm going to, kind of revamp them and ask them to myself for tonight. So before I do that, this was the mock book. So it's a little, wait, help, wait. So the top of my head was cut off on here. But this is I'm trying to get the camera right. Sorry, y'all. But this is the original. The new and improved version has a different cover. But this is the Resurrected Rain story, how God took me from rape and lies to reign of truth. This is what this relaunch is for. Um, the other day, I want to say 3 days ago, I was trying to be obedient to something that God had told me through my uncle. When it comes down to my book, I was telling my uncle in September about me writing my story and putting it out there, and that I think I've sold 10 books. And to some people, I know that's not a lot, but to me, I told God, if I do this and I can reach one person through the book, then I'll be happy with that. If one person actually purchased it, but I actually have sold 10. I think 10 is the last count I had. But I self-published this book. I self-illustrated the ebook version. From start to finish, this is all me. I literally got on this thing that we're on right now, YouTube, and researched how to go about writing my story. Sanaya, please be quiet. G-Mama's on live. You can stay right there, but please be quiet. My sister from another mister, Stink the CEO, she was telling me that she had self-published her book. So she gave me the nuggets for the Lulu platform and Sendal platform, and those were the platforms that I used. I used the Lulu for the paperback, and I used the Sendal for the ebook version. And I still need to finish and complete the audio version. So I'll read some of this in a little bit. So let's get down to the questions. So I asked myself these questions so that I can interview myself for you all. Okay. Let me get my stuff in order here. So question number 1, I'm looking down at my notes. Handy dandy notebook. I wrote the notes in, so excuse me for looking down. So question number 1 is, what is my book about? My book is about my entire life. It's truly about how God took me from rape and lies to reign of truth. Okay, Rain, what do you mean by that? From 7 years old all the way until pretty much like 44 years old, I experienced some type of sexual trauma, sexual abuse, molestation, rape, some type of sexual trauma, some type of mental and emotional trauma, physical trauma. So the lies were the things that were told to me that made me often believe that I wasn't smart enough or good enough or kind enough. So basically, the Resurrected Rain story is also about that moment in 2021, August of 2021, when God allowed me to fall asleep and I went to sleep. And I was able to be blessed with the opportunity to peep at heaven, like have a moment to glance at heaven. I say peep at hell because that's all I needed. It was so horrendous, I didn't even need to look at it. It was my second time going to hell, right? And then God allowed me to come back and tell my story. So that's what the Resurrected Rain story is about. It's about my life journey before and after resurrection. Okay, number 2 says, what provoked, Lord? What provoked or motivated me to write my book? What provoked me was the resurrection experience, the experience of God truly healing and setting me free and delivering me from all of the weight, all of the burden, all of the scar tissue, all of the residue, all of the torment, all of the anger and bitterness that I had held inside of me and used to propel me forward for, at that time, 42 years. So that's what provoked me. What motivated me was the fact that God allowed me to see myself, a glimpse of how he saw me. He allowed me to know that truly, like the word of God says, we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. How can we have a testimony unless we go through a test? And I had gone through many a test, whether it be school or in the natural realm, right? So what motivated me to write the book was another young brown or black or white or purple or yellow girl that was still part of herself was locked in her closet or locked under her bed or locked in somebody's basement, and they feel like they will never get their voice back. They will never be worthy of love or worthy of any good thing. So that's what motivated me to write the book. That's what made it provoked me to write it. Come on, Naya. Okay. Three is, what has been the most challenging about writing the book? The most challenging for me was actually knuckling up and buckling down and writing the book. It was very challenging to me to allow myself to be okay with knowing that I was strong enough to go back and face my demons, knowing that I was strong enough to go back and fight with myself, the inner me that the enemy tried to use to keep me bound, to keep me in bondage, to keep me in bitterness, to keep me in unforgiveness. So, bless you. The most challenging thing for writing the book was actually having to having to do self inventory, having to relive the moments, having to figure out how I wanted to go about telling my truth. I wanted to tell my truth, but I also, for some strange reason, still wanted to protect my mother and my father, my aunts and uncles and cousins. I wanted to protect, the predators. I still was being my regular self, trying to look out for the betterment of somebody else. But I wanted to make sure that I still did what God had called me to do by writing the book and being transparent. I like to be raw, transparent, and uncut. That's just who I am. He named me Reign the Truth because he wanted me to reign the truth. So help me God. So the most challenging thing about writing the book was actually doing the hard work, allowing God to let me know that it was okay to go back and visit those moments in those spaces, and uh, um, allow myself to understand that I can write it in a way to where I didn't have to hide the way I wrote. I've been writing my whole entire life, pretty much. Like since I was junior high school, I've been writing. One thing my mom taught me how to do was to read, but she also taught me how to write out my feelings. Um, in journals and diaries and things like that. So I've always been writing things. I got in trouble actually for writing on walls and stuff many a time. So I've always been writing. So, but this was a different type of level. I had to trust that God would protect me in the midst of having to go back into my mind, into my heart, into my past, and not get stuck there like Lot wife. I didn't want to turn into a pillar of salt trying to look back. So let's see. Number 4, what has been the most rewarding? The most rewarding has been, honestly, my mom giving me the okay. You know, um, me asking her about the book and letting her know that I was going to tell my story, and the answer that she gave me, and the way that God allowed us to heal that part of our history in such a way, um, was one of the most rewarding things. Actually, seeing the upside down, backwards proof copy with my face on it, with my name on it, that was rewarding. People actually giving their hard earned money for something that I created, being obedient to God, um, has been amazing. The reviews and the feedback that I have gotten so far has been rewarding. Um, the fact that I was able to allow God to set me completely free by being obedient has been rewarding. Bless you. 2 days ago, when I realized that the book had been in global distribution all this time, and you can actually go on Amazon.com and type in my name, Reign the Truth, or type in the Resurrected Rain story, and you can order this book. That it's on booksamillion.com. Like that's one of the most rewarding things, to know that it's actually in global distribution. It's all over the globe, and that's amazing. That I'm just a regular Texas, Louisiana Creole Nation girl that has self-published and written her life story, and it's actually in global distribution. It's good enough to be globally distributed. Okay, so number 5, is this book a self-help book? I thought that was a good question that person asked me. And I guess now that we're at this moment on the relaunch celebration, I guess I can let some of the cat out the bag. This was if I had to be real and honest, this was a self-help book for me, your girl Rain. It was me helping myself, because faith without works is dead. So I can have faith in God to our overflow. But if I don't put in the work, then how can God get the glory out of it, right? So it was a self-help book initially for me, your girl Rain. But however, there is a section in here at the very end um that asks 5 questions, and I want to there's going to be in the near future, those 5 questions are going to be turned into a workbook. It's going to lead into the rain free experience, and things of that nature. So this is a slim autobiography, 53-page autobiography of my life. That was a self-help book for me, but it will in turn turn into the rain free experience, which will have workbooks, and some other things that's going to come with it. All right. Number 6 says, how did you spread the word and or promote the book the first time versus now? So, Sanaya, please stop before you knock my laptop down. Come around and play your game, please. Okay. So, the first time I kind of just did word of mouth. I also was still on. Stop, please. Stop doing that. You know how to get on the bed. Please don't do that. Okay. Um, I forgot where I was, y'all. This girl here off the chain. Um, it's gonna come back to me, please. Oh, word of mouth, and then I was on Clubhouse, so I did a lot. I spoke about it a lot on Clubhouse. Sanaya, please. I also try to talk about it on YouTube, try to talk about it on TikTok, try to, put it out there, but basically mostly word of mouth the first time. Um, this time I want to be more intentional about how I do things. I'm still going to use word of mouth. I'm still going to use my platforms. But like now I have created my own, simple, but I thought it was nice, cinematic trailer for this particular live about the book. I have allowed myself to open up and let people actually know, hey, I wrote a book, and I think you would like it. And that's also gonna help the gosh, I cannot talk. The journal or workbook and the rain free experience is going to be another way to tie the book into a certain type of promotion. I am going to be where press play. I am going to be um working towards a book tour. Now that I know that it is truly globally distributed, I know that there's a darn it, I can't talk. I know that there's a Barnes and Nobles here. I know that there's a Mardell here. I know that there is a lot of local Beaumont, Port Arthur, Nederland, um, Lake Charles, Lafayette, Houston, Baytown. I know that there's a lot of local. Yes, Big Sis is on Amazon. It is on Amazon. Um, there's a lot of local bookstores that I can go to and actually do a book tour. So I will be working on that. That's the versus the now, like the then versus the now. Okay, number 7 says, what are the pros and cons of self-publishing? Child, honey, let me tell you. Um, the pros for me was that I got to keep my own artistic expression. I got to um truly choose what I wanted to put in here, how I wanted to tell my story. I do believe that I will make a revision to the story because I feel like I left out some of the meat and potatoes, trying to, like I said, protect the predators and protect others' feelings. But I still felt like I left some residue of things that needs to fill in the spaces of the story. Also, I need to add, the portion towards the end that was still actually being written when I actually published the book. So I need the pros was that I had, my own um creative, what's the word? I can't think of my words tonight, y'all. My brain is so retarded right now. I got to pick, what I wanted my cover to look like. I got to put my own rain style to it. I wanted it to be different. This, most people have the little small books, which I do like those too, but I love the way that it came out kind of like this. I like that. So the pros for me was that I had my own, I got to put my own spin on it. I got to put my own individual creativeness to it. The cons of self-publishing and not really taking the time to research and brainstorm and really put the effort into it. The cons were that, I had an upside down proof copy. I had my head cut off on the proof copy. I didn't initially realize that it was going to be more like a workbook. Um, I didn't take into consideration that I should have had more than 53 pages. I didn't take into consideration the blood, sweat, and tears that was going to go into it. Um, the cons were that I didn't know what I did. I didn't know what I should have known, and I didn't take the time to get the wisdom, knowledge, understanding. And the Bible says that people perish for lack of knowledge. So, and I should have. That was the con, and I didn't research it. I didn't promote it right. I didn't stay on top of it. I didn't, keep it on everybody's minds. I think I just said, okay, God, you told me to write it. You told me to tell my story. You told me to, publish it. You told me to trust you to do it. Okay, I did that part. Now, good, I'm done. No, that's not how any of this works. God loves things decent and in order. So I can't be upset with myself, with anybody else but myself, that I've only sold 10 books so far. But like I said, to me, 10 books is amazing to me. I can honestly say I'm a self-published author that sold books. But I am a New York Times bestseller. Okay, I'm calling those things that be not as though they are. Okay, so that would be that. That's how I would answer that question. Okay, number 8 kind of ties in with number 7. What would I do over and or different? What I would do over is I would actually give myself the opportunity to not rush through it, not half do it. I would take the time to truly research all of the different ways that I could have self-published the book. I would have initially taken the time that I took in the aftermath to get the right uh, book cover. Because a lot of shoppers are visual shoppers. It needs to look good. It needs to say, "Hey, let me buy that." Like it needs to have like on the back of it, the little, like this is what happened. Sanaya, please, baby, I love you to death, but can you please just be calm down? Okay, so what I would do over or different. Would you be interested in coming to an in-person review of your book with a group of women? Of course. What would be the fee? Nothing. What is the minimum number of attendees for it to be worth your time? One person. I'm a very simple person. I know I probably shouldn't do that, but big sis, I'm just a regular person. I am exactly who you have come to know and love as your sister Blue. I don't, it's not about the cost. The cost comes from me. Um, I would just want them to buy the book. That's all I would ask. I would ask for them to buy the book. Um, there is no minimum number of attendees, and yes, of course, that's what I do it for to have a conversation about it. So yeah, of course. Let's see. The other thing I would do different is I would change the aesthetics of the book. I am a lover of I would rather it be more like this, if that makes sense. I like books like this that you can hold in your hand. I'm even trying to get me um the compact Bible. That's what I really, really, I'm hoping somebody buy me one of them for my birthday. But I really want the compact like this versus like size versus this size. I would love the workbook to be more like this and the planner to be more like this. Oh yeah, I just let another tea out the bag. Okay, that's fine. I like that. Thank you, big sis. So yeah, I would that's something I would do different. I would change the aesthetics of it. I want to add more meat and I'm going to add more meat and potatoes to it. Um I'm going to also there's a book too that God has been giving me. It's going to be like a sister book to this, but I think it's not going to be so much as real life. It's going to have real life and fake life. Send me. Okay, I will. I just want a new living translation compact Bible. I want to make me what's called a prayer Bible. So that's what I want. That's what I want. And I think they're like $13 on Amazon. I tried to find the one at Walmart was like 20 something dollars. I was like, this is expensive for a word of God, but I've paid 30, 40, $50 for words of God. But I just felt like if it's small, why should I have to pay that much? But that's what I want. Um, let's see. Number 9 says, what's next for me as an author? Well, I kind of just said it. What's next for me as an author is that I'm going to revise the Resurrected Rain story. I'm going to create the workbook. I'm going to create the planner or the devotional. I'm going to start to write part 2. I want to start to create more things that I can use at the Rain Free experience. Um, I am into cash stuffing or cash budgeting, so I'm going to be creating some savings books and stuff like that, cash books, cash planners, and things of that nature. Um, I want to try my hand at travel blogging. Um, it's some stuff I don't want to let out the bag, but there's a lot of things in store for the author. Like I said, I'm calling those things that be not as though they are. I am going to be your next multiple New York Times bestseller, like my fairy plant mother Tabitha Brown say you did. So that's what's next on the store for me. But the very next thing will be the revision, second edition, I guess I should say, to the Resurrected Rain story. Then the workbook and the journal / planner, and then the second book, um, the second book that God has been giving me or has given me. Okay, the last question is, what are my dreams? My dreams are to live in abundance. My dreams are to live a legacy of brown girls. Okay, sis, I will. To help brown, black, yellow, purple, Puerto Rican or Haitian young girls and young women dare to be their best true royal selves. I want to really put forth the consistent effort with the Rain Free experience. I'm going to be living up to my name internationally, Rain. I will be leaving out of the country and going to different battlefields and sharing my story, sharing my testimony, um, doing the mission work that God has been placing in me, things like that. I My dreams. I want to be able to create safe places for women and men that have survived sexual trauma, that have survived physical trauma, that have survived any type of trauma, um, and might be still holding on to uh, not being completely delivered and healed and set free. I want to be able to um, have my grandchildren say and my godchildren say, hey, this is what my godmother or my grandmother did. This is how she changed the trajectory of, our generation. Um, my dreams is to be able to turn the Resurrected Rain story into a movie. I don't know if it's going to be like a docu series or something like that, but that's my dream. Um, my dream is to be able to help millions of women get their voices back. One thing I learned about how trauma, like rape and molestation, um, one main thing that the enemy does is that he tries to take our voice. He tries to take our identity. He tries to take our security within ourselves. So I want to help women dare to be their best true royal selves by getting their voice back, by learning to get their glow on like the butterfly that they are, to understand that all the things that God allows us to go through, all our trials and tribulations, all our valley experiences, all lead up to that cocoon moment. We're like the caterpillar eating on all those things so that when we go into that cocoon, we can come out and get our glow on like the best, beautiful, most majestic butterfly that God has created us to be. So my dream is to be able to get my YouTube monetized. Facebook has already started to pay me, but I need to get some things straight with that. But I want to be able to use my social media platforms and my type of ministry and missionary work to serve God in a way that by helping other women. That's what I want. That's my dream. And to have a legacy that speaks for me. So the pastor don't have to lie, at my at my funeral. He can my life will speak for me. Um, so at this point, I'm going to read some of the book, and then I'm gonna get y'all to help me. Shh. Then I'm gonna get that's my grandson y'all hear in the background. I'm gonna get y'all to help me sing happy birthday to myself with my little birthday cake I went and got. Let me tell y'all a secret about your girl. If you're new to me and you don't know me like my sister that's on here, I love birthday cake. Okay, and it needs to have royal buttercream ice on it. I like whipped cream icing, but I used to when I was little, and in my ear is my sister. I used to get in trouble for eating all the cake icing in the house. Guilty pleasure, real life tea. I love, love, love birthday cake. Okay. So every year since I have been a little girl, I wonder if I can pull that picture up. Hold on, let me see. I try to get it on my computer, but it didn't work that way. Let me see if I can pull this picture up that popped up today in my OneDrive. And I actually tried to um, get it to come out. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Uh, let's see if I can blow it up. Oh shoot. Let's see if I can pull it up. It's not gonna be the best picture, but if you can see that, of course, here's my cake. Wait, let's see. Can I get it right? This is that's me in that chair. And that's my birthday cake. And I have a cousin. She and I will celebrate our birthdays together every year. And she had to have her own cake. And um as I got older, I used to cry if I didn't have my cake blue or if it didn't have blue on it somewhere. Now, when I was this age, I didn't care. It was like, as long as it's cake and it got real ice on it, I'm gonna eat it. And then one year I cried for, yes, baby. I want some food. Okay, I got your food ready. I knew you was gonna do that. Just give me a second. I'm almost finished. Okay, I'm coming. So, I have a picky eater, y'all. Excuse me. So thanks, Fixes. So yeah, I remember one year, I think was it this year right here? I think my mom said I turned 2 years old right here. See if I can show it to you. Can y'all see that? I think it was this year or maybe my fifth year. That's when they came out with the Dairy Queen had and Baskin Robbins had the ice cream cakes, and I love animals. Like I had rabbits, I've had dogs, I had cows, I've had pigs. Cause I'm a country girl, so you did. But I wanted this. I don't know how I don't know how my dad did it, but he did it because I'm a daddy's girl. So anyway, I wanted this log cake. It was like like somebody cut down the tree and then it had a log and it had like this turtle on it, but it was an ice cream cake and I wanted that cake so freaking bad. So when my dad surprised me with the cake, I remember I got sick because I ate the dry ice on it, y'all. I used to do some crazy stuff when I was young. I still do crazy stuff now. Sometimes I cut up. But yeah, I've always loved birthday cake. So after I read some of the book, then we're gonna end this live with you all celebrating with me. My sister who's on here that's talking, Daryl Jane, she actually sung to me today. Maybe I can play it. Let me see. Let me see if I can play it, y'all. Hold on. Just a second. Let me get to it. Let's see. Oh wait. Let me see. It's in my ear. Hold on. Just a second, y'all. I actually had today was bittersweet to the umpteenth power. I lost one of my brothers from another mother today, and I was like, boy, you did the big one to me. But God is so good. I'm so glad that He's not suffering no more. Let me get this. Let's see if I can play it. I don't know if you can hear it. But anyway, she sung to me and it was amazing. I was trying not to cry. I might upload it on here so y'all can hear it. But anyway, um yeah, I love birthday cake. I actually use it in my closing as I end every one of my lives. I talk about birthday cake, but that's why because I've always loved birthday cake. Thanks, big sis. Okay, so let's get into the reading of this. I think who's calling me? Somebody calling me. Sorry, y'all. This be real life. Okay, so like I told you, this was my proof copy. And what's crazy is that this is the back cover. And this is the inside of, but I fixed it now. But anyway, so I'm gonna read the I don't know. Sister, are you still awake? Yep. Oh, okay. She hanging it up. Okay, so I'm gonna read about the author thing. So it says, "Rain the Truth hails from sultry southern region with a gumbo pot of ethical and cultural heritage nestled so eloquently in her 5'11" at that time 312-pound frame. Rain has embarked on a mission to take every moment of childhood trauma, mother hunger, father thirst, and sometimes faltering faith on a quest to help others in any way she can with the help of God. Rain loves family, and I sure do, community, justice, music, learning, creating, health mixed with wellness, and good food. I love food. Okay, I am a foodie for real. It says Rain is a boss in her own right with businesses that caters to the young brown and black ladies or women who need to save the little girl hiding in plain sight inside of them that they keep broken. Wait, inside of them that they keep broken to foolishly thrive while dying inside. Rain is a content creator, author, natural hair and food influencer, a product and service maven, and a gifted prophetess with a thuggish schoolgirl persona. Rain does everything with her heart and her love for God, and that's true, I do. Sorry for speaking in third person. Okay, let's see. All right. So this part is called the storm clears. The scripture that I put with it is Luke 15:11 through 32. It's the epilogue for the book. It reads, "As I pen the story of my life for the world to read, I have experienced date rape that was meant to kill me. But because I gave God my yes, I was protected from the hands of the enemy. I know without a shadow of a doubt that trials and tribulations will come, but the flood's undercurrent can't harm you with the glory filled life jacket of God's mercy, favor, grace, and unconditional love. Remember to apply the winning formula of love, pray, reign." So, as I was finishing this book, I actually experienced a date rape from somebody that I never ever thought would do that to me. And it was kind of game changing. I'm like, you mean to tell me I got set free from all the past trauma and things like that, and I'm still getting molested and raped and things like that? But um, that's over and done with now. Let's see. I'll read you some of the actual book. This was just like the closing part. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think I'll read. Hold on just a second, y'all. Okay, yeah, I'll start here. So I'll read some of chapter 13. Chapter 13 is titled Shattered Cathedral Glass. You know how they have those beautiful, big Catholic cathedrals and they have those immaculate, like, works of art in the windows. This is like as if somebody took a huge boulder of hate and frustration and threw it into that uh, beautiful mural of glass and it's shattered, right? So it reads, "I'm so broken. I'm not all right. I'm fighting with the girl in the mirror with the same body, smile, face, and eyes as me. There behind my eyes, not a glimmer of light to be found there. Just a black abyss, unsurpassed in depth, swallowing her pupils. My eyes have been said to always have a breathtaking beam of light that's tantalizing and ever so enchanting. Never again, I thought. The things we lie and tell ourselves when we are in denial and dangling from a nervous breakdown. Please close the door. Close the door. I was trying to stay on track with my Bible study and devotionals with my mom, uh, trail riding with the WDG crew, which we them girls crew, yet hiding in plain sight. I did not realize the magnitude of me throwing myself into being busy with school, work, trail ride nation, fooling with my husband. Husband means who was my husband. I got that from the Braxtons, and still trying to make my mother proud. Yeah, and still trying to make my mother proud would manifest. I did not realize how deeply rooted my mother hunger and father thirst was. I earnestly craved hearing my beautiful mommy's voice saying that she loved me for real, or that she was proud of me and that this is who God had told her I was to be while growing in her womb. In my despair, I would wait what seemed to be in my entire life before I would get that. While going through one of my bouts with mental illness, I end up having another breakdown. Once again, having to get hospitalized, heavily medicated, evaluated after hours of isolation, and get treated less than a human, more like an animal. Now, at this time, I was working for one of the best jobs I have ever worked at. When I got released to return home, I was laid off, and it totally rocked my foundation. I noticed the light in my life, face, and crooked smile no longer streamed beams of vibrancy as it often would. I ended up throwing myself into the bottle, into the sexual escapades, into self-destruction and suicidal movements that were as familiar as my Momo's cornbread on Sunday afternoons. Oh, I love my grandmother's cornbread. Man, my mama Leola Petrie, she could make this cornbread in a cast iron skillet to make you, not slap your mama, but just, Lord, thank you. So, sorry, y'all. Um, it says, I remember going in the shower one afternoon after having a very unusual dream sequence. And I am a dreamer, y'all. Once I turned the water on and waited for the temperature to get to the level desired, I got in and stood under the flow. The memories of years past, please don't do that, past, began to flow through my mind. I couldn't tell if the tears streaming down my face or the wait. I couldn't tell if the tears streaming down my face or the water from the shower head was warming my cheeks. See, Sanaya, please stay in or out. Close the door. Warming my cheeks. I found myself crying out, seeking and asking God to help. Help. Okay, just put it down. I'm gonna charge you back up. Asking God to help me let go of all the scars, bumps, bruises, broken and foul pieces of my mind, body, and soul that was relentlessly plaguing my very existence. I vowed to allow Him to finally have full control of my life. I surrender all was flowing off my lips from the lump in my throat that you get when you have that ugly soul wrenching type of cry. Within the next 2 weeks, I had begun to frequent rooms on the Clubhouse platform in the rooms of my big brother, the incomparable Dr. Ray K. Cisco, and big sister, Bishop Aisha Bradley Vinay. I began to eat from the spirituality rich leafage. Within a few months, I was given a premonition of a valley experience to come. I did not pay too much attention to that gut punch effect God's thunderous voice had when telling me the instructions and warnings. Excuse me, y'all. While on a family trip to Alabama, I looked over at Shawanda, who's my sister on the phone, and told her that I had been dreaming and things not so good were surely to come. Oh Lord, here we go, was her response, as it often was. We had just found out that our president and sister of the We Them Girls uh, riding club, Slice, better known as Miss Juicy, had been hospitalized from COVID complications. As always, I was praying for the best, but I had a deep-rooted feeling that things would turn darker before the day. 3 days later, as we were traveling back home, our eldest sister Dana received a phone call from our nephew that he had just gotten into a wreck not moments before. I looked at the family and then out the window and said, "That's another one. That's another one of my visions manifested." A sharp pain pierced through my heart as if someone had just thrown a huge heavy brick at my cathedral-stained window that was already being held together by the spiritual tape of prayer and fasting. This was in the beginning of May. The next week, I started cosmetology at the obedience of God's instructions through a man of God. On my second day of class, they sent word to everyone that a fellow student had tested positive for the Delta strain of COVID, and that if we wanted, we should and could get tested. During one of the late night conversations with my heavenly Savior, I was informed not to get the vaccine. I went to the drive-through window of the closest Walgreens that was offering the free nasal test for COVID. While at the window, the cashier told me to be careful because they have been having some false negative results with the for this particular type. Within 3 days, I was diagnosed with not having COVID. My maternal cousins had been struck with the ailment, which led to my mommy, daddy, and one of my favorite nannies called me with tears in her eyes, begging me to get the shot. I, now in a mental and spiritual tug of war type of battle, walked into another Walgreens, allowing the pharmacy tech to administer the Moderna COVID shot to my left upper arm. From the moment the needle went into my arm, my life as I knew it began to count down, and pieces of my glass broke off in rapid proportions. However, instead of light rushing in, only darkness prevailed. Lord, please have mercy on me. So that's chapter 13. So let's see. Let's see. Trying to find one more good one, y'all. Okay, let's do chapter 9. Chapter 9 is titled Chasing a Bag of Penitentiary Chances. It says, I have become a pro at being scouted by predators of some kind who only wanted to use my curves like a wet paper food stamp. Little did they know they were only aiding and abetting a stone cold femme fatale that would take much more from them than they could ever take from me. I recall a time when I had gained such unscrupulous skills of mass proportions that instead of using my God given brainiacs for good, I used them for surviving. Of course, my body was a weapon of choice and sheer undeniable desire for the wicked. I had gone from selling blunts by the box on Village Lane to sliding down the pole and or supplying the fiends of the stripping world with the top of the line pure China cat or triple stacks or carrying information to my grave of issues better left hidden. I fell in the entangled web of a master con artist I will call, for the sake of privacy, D-Boy. D-Boy was a fine, Mercedes-wheeling rude boy from up north who happened to have migrated to my neck of the woods. He and I came to meet each other's acquaintance on the telephone late-night chat line scene. Within a few candid conversations, we met up. He took me out, and like a remixed plug love, I was hook, line, and sinker in lust. D-Boy saw something in me that not only his body craved, but his banging empire was missing. A loyal, down-to-ride to the grimy end, intelligent queen pin and first lady. He one day, after as we saying, blowing my back out and cracking all toes, runs the science of the latest scheme to me. He needed my hometown country cornbread fed, proper King's language speaking self to take the plot straight to the bank for all it's worth and then some. Like like the show For My Man. I was never scared, yet always game. He taught me how to drive from state to state undetected and safely, how to go dumpster diving for info, how to create the files needed to get anything my heart desired, but at what cost? Shawanda will be like, Sister, will you be home for, or where are you going this time and for how long? Is the D that good? Because you never home and you steady losing weight and happy. I would tell her what I could, like, sis, that thing so freaking gangster and sexy, and heck yeah, the be calling me and like Pookie on New Jack City. I got to cope to it, as well as what you don't know won't hurt you, along with you are safer not knowing. I often wanted to tell her sometimes I was in over my head, or I may not ever see you again. Instead, would make sure she knew I loved them and what my last wishes were and are still to this day. I should be deep under the federal prison still to this day for the things I have allowed the inner me and enemy to get me mixed up in. If it had not been for the Lord who was on my side, I truly do not know where I would be. Oh, I just told all my secret. I just told all my secrets in this book. It says, as one of my favorite screwed up click songs play in my head. If you only knew. That was chapter 9, chasing the bag of penitentiary chances. Uh, let's see. I'm trying not to just read the whole book to you, so let's see. Let's go towards the beginning. Okay, so this is in between. There's 3 books that make up the full random the full Resurrected Rain story. So inside the book you'll see, like, it says book 2, and then they'll have like a page that has like a little scripture and a little short thing that I wrote to each reader. So book 2 is called Through the Storm and the Rain. It says, when the enemy comes in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard. Isaiah 59:19. And then it says Proverbs 27:17. My sister, you need more iron in your life. So it says random rainstorm. That's what I would say on my when I first started doing the YouTube channel and Facebook. I would say if I had like a rant, like if I wanted to just kind of speak what I was feeling in my spirit, and I didn't have a particular topic. So this says random rainstorm. A child or adolescent, let alone a young girl, should not have to bear the burden of traumatic memories or torture when he or she has parents in the household. I did not realize just how far the initial break in my hymen and psyche at such a delicate and informative age would send me. I didn't realize how telling my parents would be the catalyst to decades of mother hunger and father thirst. One can never fully understand how strong they are until faced with certain levels and types of adversity. What I do know and have always been tapped into was how valuable my relationship with God as well as prayers will prove to be. Lord, I thank you for never letting the scenario be bigger than you. He will perform it. Jeremiah 29:10 and 11. So I'll read the forward. Now, the forward of the book was written by my co-pilot on when I first started YouTube 7 years ago, almost 7 years ago. The episode was called "A Chance of Rain." One of my best friends, I think we've been friends like almost 15 years, if not more than that. But Chance Woolfolk, she wrote my forward. So the forward reads, and it's gonna be the last thing I read, and then we're gonna light my candles, blow them out, and I'll bid y'all good night. Okay, so it says rain, a journey of resilience, redemption, and unyielding spirit. When I think of the word reign, images of power, authority, and sovereignty come to mind. However, within the pages of this remarkable book, my dear friend's story unfolds, revealing a reign of an entirely different nature, a reign of resilience, redemption, and an unyielding spirit that defies all odds. I have had the privilege of knowing the author of this book for many years, and I have witnessed her navigate the depths of despair, confront unimaginable challenges, and and ultimately rise above them with an unwavering strength that is nothing short of inspiring. Her journey has been one of triumphs and tribulations, of heartache and healing, as well as of finding purpose while reclaiming her place in the world. In the Resurrected Rain story, a journey of resilience, redemption, and unyielding spirit, my friend invites us into the depths of her soul, fearlessly bearing her vulnerabilities and triumphs. With every turn of the page, we are transported into her world, one filled with tumultuous storms and breathtaking victories. We witness her battles with adversity and the indomitable spirit that propels her forward. I'm gonna get y'all when I finish this. I just want y'all to know that. So y'all think about what y'all doing right now. Through her eloquent prose and raw authenticity, my friend reminds us that life is rarely a smooth path. It is a collection of moments that test our resolve, challenging our faith, and ultimately define our character. In the face of overwhelming obstacles, she never succumbed to defeat. Instead, she found within herself an unshakable belief that she was destined for something greater, a belief that will become the guiding force behind her reign. This book is not just a chronicle of one woman's life, it is a testament to the human capacity for resilience along with the transformative power of self discovery. It is a narrative that dares us to confront our own fears, rise above the circumstances that threaten to hold us back, and to seize control of our destinies. It serves as a beacon of hope for anyone who has ever felt weighed down by their past or uncertainty of their future. As you embark on this extraordinary literary journey, prepare to be moved, to be challenged, and to be inspired. Prepare to witness the reign of a spirit that refuses to be confined by limitations, societal, so, so, societal um, potential, societal expectations, or the wounds of the past. Prepare to discover within yourself the untapped potential to reign in your own life, to transcend the ordinary, and to leave an indelible mark on the world. In closing, I am honored to write this for a book that not only encapsulates the essence of my dear friend's remarkable journey, but also invites us to re-examine our own lives with a renewed vigor and purpose. May this book serve as a guiding light for all those who seek to reign in their own extraordinary way. With utmost admiration, that Lady Wolf, Queen Nafasi herself. Close the door, Sanaya. So that's the Resurrected Rain story. And yeah, that was some of the pieces of the puzzle. And I am just so. Can you close the door? Oh my god, my G babies. Close the door. Stop running. Thank you. Um, Thanks, Big Sis. Thank you. To God be the glory. That's all I was about to say. I'm so grateful to God for every single letter, syllable, sentence, paragraph inside of these 53 pages. Um, it was truly a beautiful blessing to have God choose my story to be a story that can be out there for others to get some type of inspiration from. Who would have thought that that 7 year old girl that got raped by her best friend's brother and her brother's best friend would be a self published author sharing that part of her life with millions and gazillions. I hope you all, if you ever decide to get the book, I hope you like it. Please let me know what you think about it. Um, you can send me an email. You can send me a smoke signal. You can DM me on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or here on YouTube, and I would love to read your comments. If you want it to be autographed, you can always let me know, and I can send you an autograph version. You can request it when you like. If you want me to order it and autograph it for you, or if you want to get it and I'll autograph it for you, I can do that. Um, but yeah, that's it. This is the relaunch celebration. I wanted to share some of my birthday with you all. Speaking about this, my story, and what makes me grateful for the 46 trips around the sun. Had I not gone through the things that I went through in this book on the journey to 46, I wouldn't be the person that you see sitting in front of you on this YouTube channel. Every single thing that God allowed me to survive in these pages, plus so much more, has truly allowed me to have a relationship with God that is unbreakable, that is undeniable. It has allowed me to get my own glow on. This young lady that's on this cover, I used to never smile like that. I would always have my mug on me, and I talk about that in here too. Um, this is truly Shantara. That's my government name. Rain the Truth is my uh, ministry name. It's my artistic creative name. It's the name that God gave me after the resurrection, along with the female Lazarus and the Talitha Kumia 2021. So, to see this smile on here, this is my whole heart in these pages. This is what allowed the smile to even come to fruition, is what happened in these pages. Is what God allowed me to come through in these pages. And like I said, so much more. So, with that being said, give me 1 minute. Let me go grab my cake so y'all can help me. Come on. Oh, you know what? I can bring y'all with me. How about that? Okay. Excuse me. Shh. Oh, y'all being so loud. I'm gonna make y'all play some hide and seek on it. Oh, sorry, dude. Ouch. Sorry, y'all. It's like go get your table. You want your food? Yeah. Hold on, y'all. Let me get some more light. Can you please sit down somewhere? Okay. Really, Nugget? I tried to. Oh, I'm supposed to take my gloves off. My bad. Y'all can't even can y'all? How can we make just eat your food, I'm gonna clean it. Said how can we make sure that you get the max dollars for our purchase? Um that's a good question, sis. Wait for me, don't count it. That's a really good question. I'll have to figure out I'll have to figure out how to answer that. Um, I get a pretty good amount off of what the way I had it because I self-published it. That was a pro about self-publishing it with the platform that I used. I really do get a really good bit of the the resources. So I guess if you were to do it, if you, I guess, that's a really good question, sis. You kind of stopped me with that one. Okay, so trying to get to the book, I will get what I need to get. I think from
I'm gonna wait for you.
No matter how you purchase it, because it's really not. It is, but it's not. If that makes sense, it's not about the amount. Um, this particular version was more about me being obedient to what God was calling. Can you please?
I just want to say happy birthday to you.
I know. Just hold on. Y'all want some kids? They free. Okay. Y'all want some share? You're not getting my cake. This is for me.
A little bite.
No, ma'am.
You're tricky.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, 5 cakes. I can do that at my school. 6.
6. And one to grow on. Let me get
some candles. And you go down with the
trying to find the little stripe, y'all.
What? Trader.
Oh, what you got? Don't panic, y'all. We almost done. Excuse me. Can you please sit down? Get the way.
It's like blah. I always finish it together. Okay, my turn first. No, you have to finish your food first. I didn't.
Samaya, sit down, please. Okay, y'all. Sorry. Had to go get lighter. Okay, so. Sit down, eat your food. I don't. What's wrong with y'all? So, like I said, gotta have cake. Love birthday cake, okay? So here's my cake. Got the little happy birthday on it. I thought these little candles was cute because they like glittery.
Oh, look at that blossom.
The air is blowing.
I'm gonna wait for you to wait.
I'm getting wax all over my cake.
Okay.
My one to grow on it didn't last. Okay. So thank you all for coming to the relaunch.
You love your cake too much?
Okay, sister. That's cool. If you let me know when you're ready to order, I can order it from the Lulu. Okay, so see if I can change the trajectory of this. All right, so thank you all for coming to the book launch celebration. I am so grateful to God for 46 trips around the sun. I'm grateful to God for still being able to have cake and eat it. I pray that all of you are blessed and highly favored. I pray that God gives you all the desires of your heart. I'm gonna cut this cake and eat some. So I love y'all like a fat kid love cake, and your girl Ryan loves all the cake. Make sure you take out whichever way you go. If you can't take him, you need to ask him while they come. Maybe you didn't have several seats, or maybe you shouldn't go. Say you did. Make sure you love God, love each other, and love yourself. It costs absolutely nothing to love. If we give each other a little more love and a little more love and a little more love, we can save and change our society and our culture. We can save and change our children, our community. We can save and change our world. We can make it great again. I'll make a wish. Yay! All right, y'all. I gotta go. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, big sis. I'm gonna get with you. Okay. I'll let you know. Thank you, HEB girl. I threw it together. I picked one that they already made and just picked it. Thank you. But I'll get with you. I'll send you that information tonight. Okay. All right. Bye bye. Say bye.
Bye. Bye.
Y'all want some kids? No, I'm just kidding. All right. Good night, y'all.
Bye. Good night. We did.